All right, this is Luis Sano of FightHype.com. It was Saul Rodriguez. First of all, I know you got a fight coming up, man. Tell the fans when they can see you in the ring again.
November 20th on True TV. It's the day before Cotto Canelo. I fight in Vegas at the Cosmo.
Who are you fighting? Who's the guy you're
fighting? Bam Bam Najera.
So now I was just talking to you right now. I think that should be a main event fight, man. That's a really good fight, man. What do you think about him, man? We saw him against Verdejo. We saw what he's a tough guy. What kind of fight are you expecting from him?
Tough fight. I know he's gonna come forward, put pressure, and is a tough opponent who went to distance with Verdejo. So you know it's gonna be an action-packed fight.
Because he was a Verdejo, do you feel like you have to, like, this is a test for you too, if you could get him out sooner or look better? Are you looking at it that way, or how are you looking at this fight?
I'll just look good and dominate the fight and fight smart and just win the fight. That's the main thing, but I'll just take it from there.
If people haven't seen you fight yet, man, and they should have seen you, but if they haven't, man, what can they expect when they see you in the ring?
Just action and power, and you guys will see a little bit of everything, and I'm just technical and explosive.
Where did you get your power from? Or when did you know you had the power that you have right now?
Kind of just natural. It's something that is just born with power, and I just use it in boxing, and it's like something you can't teach sometimes, but you can practice it to hit harder. But something it's like a baseball player that hits home runs. You can't teach that. You know, they're just natural.
Are you ever scared to fall in love with your power? Because a lot of guys that hit hard eventually just start looking for that knockout all the time.
Well, that's why I try to fight smart and make sure I win rounds instead of just when a knockout comes. I'm not gonna be looking for it, because you lose rounds and you be 8-9 round and then you feel like you're desperate for a knockout. So just make sure I win the rounds, and so I feel comfortable, and whenever the knockout comes, the knockout comes.
This fight with Bam Bam, do you think this is your toughest fight to date? Is this one of the toughest fights you had up to right now?
It should be. I mean, they always tell me, oh, this fight's gonna be tougher, and I'll be like, oh, that fight was tougher. And then sometimes they tell me, oh, this fight's supposed to be tougher, and then I always say, oh, that fight was tougher, So you never know. It's always after the fight and how hard I prepare myself too is how tough I'm making for myself.
Now, I know you're here at the RGBA, man. What's the quality sparring here like, man? Who you been sparring? Who you been in the ring with that's here?
I've been sparring for this fight, Mikey Garcia. I've been today I sparred Ronnie Rios, and I've been sparring Hector Tanajara, Jonathan Navarro.
That's quality sparring, man.
Yeah. So I'm getting top quality sparring, and I'll be ready for my fight.
When you go with these guys, do you go full speed, man? Do you go hard, or do you guys work with each other? How do you treat the sparring?
However you feel. I mean, sometimes I pick it up some rounds, and then some rounds I box. I don't do the same thing every round, so I'm not just one-dimensional. I want to be, a well-rounded fighter, so I practice different things every round.
Everybody that sparred Mikey tells me he's one of the hardest guys that they felt the power. Describe Mikey's power when you feel that.
He has power. But technically, he's one of the best persons I've ever been in there with, and he's one of the best fighters I've been in there with. Even amateurs and professional, and in my fights, he's the best person I've been in the ring with, and he's good. He's real good. He's been helping me get ready for my fights since I was 17.
Wow.
So
You've been sharing the ring with him since then.
Yeah, I've been sparring him since I was 17. So it always makes my fights feel a lot easier whenever I spar him.
Wow. This fight with Bam, do you think it goes a distance, man? Do we expect a knockout at some point? Cause it just doesn't feel like a fight that's gonna go the distance. Or what do you think?
It's gonna be an explosive fight. What's it called? I'm training to go the distance, but hopefully I finish early.